Today, we're joined by Michelle Dahl, a retired elementary school teacher turned children's author and artist. What started as a simple classroom writing exercise has grown into a beautifully expanded chapter book called A Walk with Grandpair, Mickey's Souvenirs. It's a story that captures the magic of childhood, family traditions, and the kind of memories that stay with us long after the vacation ends.
Well, hello and welcome to the show, Michelle.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I am wonderful. Thank you. It's a beautiful sunshiny day after the tornadoes went through on Friday. So we're feeling blessed and excited for this. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's such a joy. And I'm really excited to talk to you. One, because you're a children's book author, and two, because you are a former elementary school teacher, which was something that I always kind of wanted to do, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I was a stay-at-home mom, and that counts, right? And I was a super volunteer in the elementary school with my kids, so that was super fun. But I love your journey. I love reading about yours, and I'm so excited we get to share that with our audience. First, I want to go back to that for a moment. You spent years as an elementary school teacher. Mm-hmm. What first sparked your love for storytelling?
My grandpair. He was the ultimate storyteller, and he would gather all of us grandchildren at his feet on Sundays after dinner, and we'd go to church, and then we'd go to my grandparents' home, and that was the highlight of my weekend, was to hear my grandfather's stories of when he was a child. And I always wanted to emulate him, I think, in my heart. As a young child, I didn't realize it at the time, but as I grew older, and writing seemed to come easy to me, even when I was going through elementary school. And I had a teacher who really, I think, saw that in me and really kind of helped mold me. I just tried to pay it forward with my own students once I was in a classroom too.
Yeah, there's so many parts of that are so relatable to me, that are so relatable. I had the same love and relationship with my grandfather. He was my uppa, so everybody's got a little different. But right. And yeah, so relatable. I love that. Now here's what's really cool to me also. Your book started as a classroom project. I love that. How did a simple teaching tool turn into a full children's book? I think that's so wild. I love the spark.
Well, never in my wildest dreams, when I was in the classroom, did I believe I would be here speaking with you about a full chapter book. My fourth and fifth graders, because I did a multi-age program, which I had multiple ages in one classroom, which I adored. I did that for years. But it came to writing personal narrative, and I went right to the memories I had with my grandfather. And so I did a 5-paragraph, the formula, right, of, teaching young kids. And every single year I would use it. I might tweak it a little bit or add a little bit more embellishment or something. But every year I had at least one of my students say, "Mrs. Dahl, that would make a great book." And I tucked it in the back of my head, right? And, "Oh, thank you, you're so kind," kind of a thing.
Right.
But my first year of retirement, I sat in my living room twiddling my thumbs going, okay, now what do I do? I'm still waking up at 5:30. I'm still, I wasn't sure what direction to go. And then that memory came back to me of my students. And I just came out to my studio that my husband built for me as a retirement present. And I thought I would just get back into my art and painting and dabbling and that kind of thing. But I pulled out the framework of that narrative, because I save everything. So I still had all of my teaching stuff. And I just started adding to it and from memory. And I even called my aunt, my dad's sister, and asked questions and, memory, kind of things. And it became a 36-page children's book.
Wow.
And that started to get a little bit of traction. But then I decided, you know what, there is so much more here. I just skimmed the surface, And so then I just sat down again, and 36 pages became like 125.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love especially that your kids, your students were the ones saying this should be a book. How cool is that? Like that's really special, and I think that's also special in that as a teacher, as you being a teacher, to them show so many aspects of that are so special because one, it's teaching them obviously and showing them that this is something that they could do,
Right.
but that your teaching was so good that they recognized good work, right?
Oh, well, thank you. And, I wanted to show them that when you write from the heart and you have a true connection to what you're writing, it kind of flows out of you a little easier rather than a formulated idea, like a prompt,
Right.
And I got fabulous things back from them as well. Our writers' workshops were so much fun, meeting one-on-one and helping them, mold their idea even stronger than they originally thought. And I ended up with a class usually very proud of what they did,
I love that. As a former Slacker student who actually only did well in her English composition courses, any writing course were the only ones I did well and excelled in. I so appreciate and value teachers like you that help bring that out of children who maybe didn't even know that they had that ability in them. So beautiful, beautiful. I love it. Tell me about Mickey's journey and what makes Mickey's story special for young readers.
Well, this chapter book, I do say that it's for ages 10 and up. And basically, anybody could read it. I see it as a teacher reading it to her students in circle time. I see grandparents reading it and connecting more with their grandchildren, a bonding moment, if you will, and even parents too. But it was the way that I wanted to kind of show people of all ages that material things we forget about over time.
Yeah.
It's the souvenirs that are in our hearts that last.
Yeah.
And my grandpair, took the simplest moment. We were on a vacation at the beach, and the simplest moment became a lifelong memory for me that stuck with me. And it was a quiet moment. He woke me up at like 4:30 in the morning, and I could, hear, and I could have easily said no.
Sure.
But the excitement of being 7 years old and being the first time at the beach, and he was willing to let me go on a walk with him.
Yeah.
And I saw my first sunrise. And I will never forget it.
Yeah, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And you're so right. Those really are our actual earthly treasures, the real treasures, the souvenirs, as you said, and of course is in the title. And, I love how souvenirs is, we all have our traditional mindset of what a souvenir is from places that you visit. But I love the idea, the imagery of memories that you keep as souvenirs. And you're right, so much more valuable. And as you just proved, like that is something that has stuck with you your entire life. And, and you don't know it at the time. So what a beautiful, gentle reminder to the reader. And I probably, especially, I love that this is written for children. But I think it's very impactful for the adults reading it with them, alongside them. Right.
Exactly.
Because that's the moment right in itself that one or both of them is going to remember that you sat with your grandchild or your child, and you read this book together and you had this quiet moment. And I love that. My husband's very good at pointing out moments. If something quietly special is happening, he's the first one to say, hang on. We're having a moment. It's
exactly.
So sweet,
Well, don't get me wrong. At 7 years old, I still got all starry-eyed with the souvenirs in the window shop, which is in one of the chapters of the book. And, all the grown-ups in my life, my father, my mother, my grandparents were like, kind of, let's go. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that, And I still wanted the seashells, the stuffies, the T-shirts, all those things, and I don't even know where any of those are or where they ended up, But
Yeah.
the moment in time where I could see a sunrise that I had never seen, plus the impact of the ocean and the seagulls coming out for their breakfast in the morning. And, it just overwhelmed me. And I remember my grandfather taking my hand at the exact moment the sun was rising. And at 7 years old, I remember thinking, oh, I don't ever want to leave here,
Oh, yeah. Oh, I
And
could cry. That's so beautiful.
I wanted to somehow gently get that point across to children, especially that, your elders have so much to offer you
Oh,
if
yeah.
you give them the chance.
Right. Yeah.
They have a lot of stories inside them that might really surprise you too. So
Mhm. Yeah, it's that opportunity just to slow the world down. If we could just give the youth that message, just stop rushing, stop hurrying to the
right.
next thing, just slow the world down and be in that moment, right? Oh,
For
I,
sure.
I mean, if we could go back to so many moments in our life and just stretch them out, wouldn't that be just amazing? Oh,
Definitely, definitely. And, even my own grandchildren, like we were talking before, technology is wonderful and devices are meaningful and they can be used in so many wonderful ways. But to take appreciation of what God has made right here for us to enjoy, the flowers, the watching a seed grow into something that you can eat, And so I make sure now it's my turn. I'm trying to
yeah.
emulate my grandfather. And, my grandchildren help me make my garden. They, I really hope that they are maybe not at this moment because they're young,
Sure.
but I do have teenage grandchildren too. And now I am getting from them that, oh, do you remember when we did this? So I'm feeling in my heart that when they are my age,
Yes.
that will be moments that they will
Oh,
remember.
yeah, and as you know from your own personal experience, those memories and those moments, they actually deepen. It just becomes, I think, the more time goes on, the deeper meaning that each of those memory has. So if your
Right,
teenage grandkids are already acknowledging it and noticing it, it's just going to get bigger and bigger in their hearts as they get
right.
older. And, again, that is the treasure. That is the souvenir right there that they get to keep
Exactly.
forever. What
And
a blessing.
I want that for everybody. Anybody
Yes.
who picks up my book, I hope they have that connection, create that moment that is a lifelong, memory. Um,
Beautiful. Mhm.
One of the things that in on my Instagram page for my book, there's a quote that it says, "They won't remember the toys. They'll remember who held their hand, who showed them the sunrises, and who made ordinary days seem magical."
Oh my goodness. Yes,
That
that
that is the premise of my book. I
oh,
just hope that, without seeming too saccharine, you know, that because when it comes down to it,
yeah,
that's all we have. I mean,
so true.
Stephen Curtis Chapman has a wonderful song that I listen to
Mhm.
on repeat in my studio that says that's love is really all we have left. When
Mhm.
it comes down to it, we don't bring anything else with us, and really we
True.
don't leave anything else behind. It's the love that we and the connections that we make in our lifetime that mean the most. That's how I feel anyway.
Oh, right there with you. We just became best friends. I don't know if you knew that, but we just became best friends, and
Yay.
I will be over with my cup of coffee, and we're gonna hang out, and it's gonna be so lovely.
Anytime.
Oh,
I would love that.
oh, you're so sweet. I wanna hang out in your studio. I mean, how cool is that? And kudos to the husband, by the way. Can we just side note? That's a
Yes.
great retirement gift right there.
Oh,
Cool.
I love him
Men.
dearly. Yeah. It was an old sheep barn that didn't even have a floor, and we never
Wow.
had sheep when we bought
Yeah.
the farm. So it's lovely and it's a little echoey, so I hope that's okay.
Totally
Um,
fine.
but it's perfect for me for, my dabbling and my paintings and for writing. It's quiet.
S So beautiful. I love it, and I believe those are your paintings behind you, yes? They are pretty
Oh, some of
spectacular.
them.
Yeah, I
Some
love
of
that.
them.
I can
Thank
see
you.
them. I've been spying them as we're chatting. I love them so much. We'll talk a little
Well,
bit more after that about that after too. I wanna hear more about it. Go ahead.
this this one here is
Yep.
actually the beach that is in my book.
Oh, oh, I love that. Oh, that's so precious. Oh my goodness. Oh, speaking of the book, There's also a strong theme of friendship, which I think is also so
Yeah.
valuable and important, especially in this kind of disconnected society that we live in. So I love that there's also that theme. Can you speak? I don't want you to give away the whole book, of course. I'm
Right.
sorry if I'm making you give away too many things.
No,
But there's a part where Mickey meets Renee. And why was it important for you to include that?
because again, my audience at the time I was writing were children, were, all children of all ages, actually, but specifically, 7 to, early teen, those tween years, right? And friendships are so important to those ages. My 7-year-old granddaughter saying, "Oh, my best friend and I," and it just warms my heart that she has found somebody who really connects at so many levels. Well, my first summer at the beach, my grandfather was Canadian French from Quebec. And we happened to be in our cabin, and lo and behold, here comes a Quebec family. And so my grandfather made a huge connection with the parents, and so did my parents with them. And they had a daughter who was exactly my age, and her name was Renee. And she and it was like instant. We were silly together. We were and trying to ride a tandem bike. It was hilarious. We would have definitely won America's Funniest Videos. It was hysterical. So just for the humor part of it at the beginning of our friendship, and it was also a lesson in how to say goodbye. When you've made such an instant connection and you don't know if you're going to see each other again, you hope, and we ended up seeing each other again for quite a few years until her family had to move. And even though I was older when they did move, it was hard for her to break that news to me. And then also finding that, we're going separate ways, and we actually did lose contact. And, but that is life, right? People come into our life for different reasons in different seasons. And I wanted children to understand that you can have a strong connection, and it's okay if you do maybe lose contact. You have that souvenir in your heart. You have that memory, and you just take that forward with your next friendship, and hopefully it will be beautiful and maybe even longer lasting.
Yeah, I especially love that, because one of the societal issues when it comes to raising children right now is that we think we have to buffer them from everything and protect them from, we wrap them in bubble wrap and try and protect them from any kind of hurt or discomfort or anything. Right. And, what a valuable lesson that is to say, like, you can have something wonderful, a friendship, a love, whatever the case is, and it can end, and that can be okay. The hurt and the sadness can be okay. It's part of it, and you'll be okay after. And I think that's such a beautiful lesson to pass on to them. So I love that you included that in your writing. It's so wonderful.
Well, I want children to learn early on how to be resilient adults too.
Yeah.
It's so hard enough being an adult. But if we have those moments in our childhood where we can say, you know what, that was hard, but I got through it. It kind of, I think it accumulates as we grow over time. And then hopefully you become stronger and are able to weather even bigger storms later on.
Absolutely. Tell me a little bit. I want to bounce back real quick to your artwork. Do you find that your art and writing tie in, like you mentioned the painting of the beach from your childhood. Did your painting and your writing tie in together, or are they just like completely separate entities for you?
This sounds silly, but yes and no. I did do this painting with my book in mind, just because it was so fresh in my mind. And the lighthouse that we were near was also had a huge impact in me. It became kind of like the anchor of, like, for our family to go to, and, at night on walks and things like that. So yeah, there are times when my writing does kind of end up in visual form. And in my 36-page book, I did do all the illustrations as well in watercolor. And I thought this time, I didn't know how I wanted the layout. So the publisher and I worked together on how to do that through a chapter book. You know, I knew there weren't going to be as many illustrations and stuff. So, but I am predominantly a pet portrait artist.
Oh, that's so cool. I see some of them in the background. I love that.
Yeah. And those are just mine for fun. Those are 3-dimensional. I have some clay embellishments on there and stuff, but I do a lot of commissions for people who, I just recently did one for our pastor at church who he and his wife lost their lovely little dog. And, he texted me the other morning. His daughter commissioned the painting as a surprise for them. And he texted me the other morning and said, "Oh, I just wanted to reach out to you and thank you. I talk to Bailey every morning and this is why I do it." Because again, the memories, right? So I guess in every pet portrait, there's memories.
Yeah.
And so I guess that is the tie-in to my book.
Sure. Yeah.
Because people that want a painting of their dog, whether it's because they just adopted it or it's just become a new member of the family or as a memorial, they're family. They aren't just dogs or cats. So, that is more of what I do as far as painting. But I love flowers too. So every once in a while, just for fun, I'll do a floral or botanical thing.
Doesn't it just feel so good to have that paintbrush in your hand? Like I have very little skill, but I paint just for fun, just for relaxing. Like I'm not doing anything with it. Like I don't have the skill to do anything with it, but I love the minute that paintbrush is in hand. It's just so happy.
Exactly. I mean, all my stress just melts away. I put on my music and I lose track of time. I don't even realize how long I'm in this, studio, because it does feel so good. And it's a bit cathartic, if I've had any kind of stressful, day or week or whatever, to come back in here and paint is just, it's me time, but I don't believe that, well, first of all, painting should be just for fun. I mean, if it loses its desire to be fun, then it just put the paintbrush down for a minute, and walk away. And that's what I was worried about doing commissions, because over Christmas time, I usually get quite a few. And I thought, then it becomes a little laborious, but I still find the joy in it, because when the people receive it and they love it, that's when it matters to me, but I believe the fact that you love to paint, you are probably doing wonderful things. So again,
my daughter thinks so. My daughter thinks so. My daughter's like, "Mom, you can paint stuff for me. You can paint stuff in my." She's a stylist. You can paint stuff for me. I'm like, honey, it's not. I love you for thinking that I'm good enough to do that, but thank you.
We are our own worst critics, I think. So.
We are. Michelle, I have to tell you, throughout this entire interview, the one thing that shines through you so much is just this beautiful heart. And it's so beautiful to see when somebody like you keeps putting beautiful things out in the world for other people to enjoy. So I just have to say that to you. And it's so wonderful. And of course, it leads me to ask you the very most important, well, it's not the most important question, but it's important. What else is in store for you? Do you plan on writing more books? Is this I know this is taking a very center stage for you because you have these wonderful visions and plans for it, but are there more books on the side table, back burner for you? Yeah.
Yes. As a matter of fact, there is a sequel to A Walk with Grandpair that is kind of in the works. I'm still mulling a lot around in my mind, but there's that coming. And then I also have 3 other grandparents that I have skeletal outlines of moments that I just can't, ever forget. They shaped me, you flatter me with, saying I have such a big heart. Well, so did they. And I think it was just how back in the 60s I was raised, to put other people first, to, and I had an idyllic childhood and didn't even realize it.
Yes.
And I think that's why your segment called A Different Kind of Wealth just resonated with me, because we were not well off at all. But
Right. Same. Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I mean, I never wanted my brother, or I never wanted for anything. And it wasn't until later I realized it was the village of my grandparents and my parents. And, that really helped my brother and I just have this most wonderful childhood,
I told you we're best friends. I told you it's so similar in those experiences. It's just amazing. And I'm personally excited not only for this book but for all the future ones, because I'm going to be sharing these with my daughters and my grandchildren and everyone.
You.
It's what a treasure, what a wonderful gift to give to hint folks watching and listening.
Thank you.
Such
just
a treasure.
Just to whet your appetite a little bit, the next totally different book based on one of my experiences with my Italian grandmother. My family is a melting pot.
Yes.
Is Spaghetti on Sundays is the name of it. So I think it'll be funny too. It'll be funny.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited for you. Oh my God, I can't even stand it. I'm so excited for you. Tell everyone where they can find your book, where they can find you, if there's a website, any art shows coming up, anything. You go ahead and tell them where to find everything and anything.
Thank you. Absolutely. I appreciate that. My author's website is michelledahlbooks.com. And it is actually an interactive website. So bring your kiddos along when you're checking it out, parents and grandparents, because there's pages from the story that they can download and color. There's crafts from making seashell jewelry to just sand art and all different kinds of things. I think that's a teacher in me. I wanted it interactive for the children too. And then you can find me on Instagram at mdahlart.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I can't wait to visit your website. I want to go do some fun things on there. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh,
and you can purchase the book from there too.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay. And guys, I will be putting the links in the show notes for you. So you'll be able to just right from the show, you'll be able to click right on it and go straight to it right after. I mean, wait till the interview is done, guys. Don't go clicking away right now. Hold on. We're not done. Hold on. But yes, it will be in the show notes, guys. So you'll be able to click on it and head right over there and have some fun. Bring the kiddos.
I almost forgot. I'm on Amazon too. You can find it on Amazon too.
Perfect. So every base is covered. I love it. Brilliant. Oh my goodness, Michelle, it was such a joy talking to you. I'll be over your house after this. Might be just a little plane ride to get there, but it's no worries. No worries.
Thank you. I'm curious, where are you located?
I'm in New England. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh.
And you are not. If you were getting hit with tornadoes, you are not.
I moved from upstate New York to where I was born and raised to Illinois after my husband and I met and married. So I've been out here for about 30 years, but all my family is still back in upstate New York.
Oh, nice. So that's relatively close to where I am. Little bit of a drive, but now you're a little bit further. So bummer, but that's okay. We'll make it work.
That's okay.
Like how I just invited myself over.
Right. Oh, I love that. It's just so comfortable to speak with you. And I really want to thank you again for having me. It was a delight. So
thank you. Thank you so much. And guys, thank you for watching. We will catch you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this. And more importantly, I hope you click on that link and go check out Michelle's book. Take care, guys.
You've got a story worth sharing. Now it's time to tell it well. Whether you're an author, entrepreneur, influencer, or podcast guest, stepping in front of the camera or microphone can feel overwhelming. On the other side of the mic is your practical, encouraging guide to becoming a confident, authentic, and engaging interviewee. Written by media personality and best-selling author Elsa. This book blends real-world wisdom from hundreds of interviews with a touch of humor, grace, and heart. It's more than a how-to. It's a roadmap to presence, professionalism, and peace in every conversation.
900 feet, brick and thin, 4 small walls we were living in. Mama's bed was a pull-out couch, but I never thought about it. Never saw what they gave away, so we could feel like we had our place. All I knew was I felt safe, and I woke up loved every day. That I was already rich, didn't even know it.